What's up? What's up? I want to welcome y'all to Rare Nomads.
Most irreverent and thought-provoking podcast.
I am your host, Jim's World.
And I am Rap is a Martial Art.
And I'm James, the producer, and this is episode 0 of season 1 of the Rare Nomads podcast. All right, fellas, again, just so excited to be getting this thing started with you. And I think we just need to let the audience know, what is a Rare Nomad?
Jim had the idea of a brand called Nomads for a while. And so, we said we wanted to have conversations with some of the most brilliant people who've just traveled all over the world, but also they've traveled through personas. They're entertainers, they're entrepreneurs, they're fathers, they just got a lot of different kinds of roles and seen a lot of different kind of things. And so we said, man, we really want a platform where we can share their experiences, but also take them from their origin story to their legacy, to their death, and then take them on opposite sides of the spectrum with me and Jim. So,
yeah, that's 100%. Yeah. In my eyes, a nomad is someone, just trying to find their way. So we tried our best to get the guests we know and have relationships with that. We watch their journey and the rest of the world is seeing their journey and, see how they get from point A to Z, man, and some of the most rarest people we could get.
Also, real quick, I want to touch on this. We touched on it a little bit, but this is the one podcast where you're going to be able to have fun, laugh, be surprised, and also think about your spiritual life. And think about what matters at the same time. So you're both going to be entertained and you're going to be fed spiritually and forced to think. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of podcasts, you might get gems for business. You know what I'm saying? Or you might just learn about somebody's story. This is the one place where you're going to learn every aspect of their story, different aspects of their story that you usually don't get together. And you're both going to be entertained, learn, and be challenged spiritually at the same time. And you're going to watch rare nomads being put in those positions. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And another dope thing about it is they get to watch us grow from the beginning to the end. We just told them how we came up with it and where it's going. So they get a step-by-step process. I think like with the others people, you can't really see, where they started, how they got to where they were going, where they came up with, whatever. So I think it's a little different with us.
So fellas, who do we got as our first episode?
Oh man, on our first episode, we got my bro C's from Black Ink, man.
It's a dope episode. You guys got to tune in for that.
Check out this clip from episode 1 of the Rare Nomads podcast featuring Cesar Emanuel of the Black Ink crew.
Yeah. Like before me, there's a lot of niggas didn't even know black niggas even tattooed. But then when you see it's like, yo, fuck Caesar. Fuck Caesar? What you mean fuck Caesar? What the fuck I do to you?
Right. You open the door, yeah.
I made it cool for niggas to be tattoo artists and shit. But niggas forget that. Niggas wasn't cool. Niggas tattoo artists wasn't cool before me. Let's just keep it a buck, yo. Niggas was not getting dressed. They wasn't getting fresh. They looking like fucking dweebs with their fucking gauges and they weird ass fucking toenails and fingernails shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Now and they fingernails and everything.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Now these niggas want to be, yo, come on, man. And then it's fuck Caesar. Cool. I just want niggas to remember when I take over the industry, don't come kiss my ass later, yo.
Let's jump back into episode 0 of the Rare Nomads podcast featuring our host, Jim's World, and Rap is a Martial Art. So with Rare Nomads, we usually start with our guests, their origin stories, but the people out there know that they may not have heard yours. So yo, Jim, like, what's your origin story, man? How did you get to this point? Like, where you from, everything?
Oh man, I'm from the Bronx, man. 174th Street, Bronx. Well, I started out, road managing Corey Guns. That's my little cousin. Through that, I was able to meet a lot of people, a lot of entertainers, athletes, things like that. Moved down to New Orleans. Bumped into my bro Mac Main down there. Got his information. They was already interested in Corey. So I just made sure I kept pushing the button. and was able to set up a meeting to get Corey over to Lil Wayne's house down there in Miami. One thing led to another. Shout out to my bro Fat Boy too. He was able to bring Lil Wayne down to the studio when we was in New York too. So they was already interested in Corey. I kept pushing. We got the deal done with Young Money. Aside from that, Nick Cannon was reaching out already through social media sites and stuff like that, saying he was interested, try to put together like a TV show and whatnot. He put me on the Son of a Gun TV show that came on MTV2. So that built my relationship with Nick Cannon. That was my first time being introduced to the camera. The show was on, we did like one season. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do season 2 because Corey's not really like a social, a TV kind of guy. He's real private. So we didn't even get to season 2, but it was a good experience. Through his signing with Young Money, we traveled the world. I was able to meet a lot of different artists. Shaquille O'Neal has always been in my life due to my uncle Peter Guns. He was signed to Shaquille's first record label, Twism. And since I've been about 19, I've been real cool with Shaquille O'Neal. And he also introduced me to a lot as well. So with those people in my life, I've been able to travel and experience a lot of different things. And that's pretty much it, man. The rest of the story. I can't say too much,
All right. All right, Philippe, what about you, man?
Yeah, man, I'm originally from Haiti. So my whole family is from Haiti, both sides of my family. And both sides of my family had a lot of artists and journalists, but also military people. And my dad loved martial arts. And so he put me in martial arts when I was about 6 years old. So I just grew up in the martial arts environment. I used to go with my father. And then I grew up just in an international environment. English is my third language. And then, also studied some other languages and, grew up around Hinduism and Buddhism and Islam and just all types of different spiritual things. So that's where I get my love for spirituality and, really digging in and investigating. Yeah, man. So, and my life's been transformed spiritually, man. And, used to do martial arts 5 to 7 hours a day. So that's kind of really defined a lot of my life and a lot of my music as well. So when I started rapping, I started seeing that through the lens of martial arts. And, I'm dedicated to the martial arts community and, the music community. And I want to be a place where both of those things merge. I met Jim through working with Corey. And, after just working on a couple projects and staying in touch, it became like family, man. So it's exciting for me to be working with family on this show.
How did you and Philippe meet? What is y'all's origin story?
Oh man, Philippe, man. We met originally with him having some music he wanted to put Corey on. And he sent me some music. I loved it. It was dope. He flew us down to DC. We built a relationship, and me just seeing how genuine he was, aside from the music, and him just caring about, our lives and things that we were going through. He kind of introduced me into, I already had a relationship with God, but he kind of brought me a little more closer to him, and me seeing how genuine he was and how he's always there. He started asking me about my personal ideas and beliefs, and we were in Miami in a hotel, and I told him about this Nomad thing, and he started adding his little niches and stuff to it, and here we are.
Jim, man, what do you remember? What was it like, man, the first time y'all came down, man? Like, do you remember what it was like?
Yo, I loved it, man. I loved it. DC is dope, man. VA, DC, that whole DMV area. Plus, Philippe took me to the candy store. That's my favorite place. Did we go to the movies? Did we go see Transformers? What did we see?
I fell asleep, bro.
Y'all saw Avengers without me.
Avengers, yeah, it was dope. And you know what's so crazy? That record that you and Corey did, Philippe, that joint ended up being crazy. We still got to push that joint a little further, man.
Yeah, Paradise.
Yeah, that was the beginning where I first said, okay, Philippe act like he belong in the Bronx rapping like this, man.
Yeah, you remember the you hadn't heard the verse yet. I didn't send you a verse, so you remember what were you thinking the first time you heard the verse? Corey was like, Jim heard that? You got to make Jim hear it.
And I listened to it a few times. I had to listen to it. You know, you and Corey got this thing where y'all be rapping off. I gotta stop and listen. But I like the whole idea, we gotta get Calvin Klein still, man.
Yeah. Right now, after this gets
Calvin Klein gotta come on, man.
So real talk. So what can people expect from this first season, man? I know you got a lot more guests lined up, but who did y'all talk to, and what can people expect to hear?
Yo, you know what's so crazy? I think that this really was a idea that we came up with in a hotel room. Like we was all thinking about it, but it just so for me, a lot of people are excited about it. Like I'm seeing people that never would have thought I would have even tried to do something like this. And I'm like, yo, you know what? My bro Philippe, he pushed it. It was in my mind, but he pushed. And you too as well, James. Y'all both pushed, and it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for y'all. Because it was on my mind, but I probably wouldn't have tried to do this for another 3-4 years.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I saw was just how charismatic, you know what I'm saying, that Jim was, man, just like a born entertainer and intelligent at the same time. And anytime you hang out, you know, he always had clever but hilarious things to say. So I was like, bro, we got to get you on the air immediately.
Yeah, I've been studying a lot of the other podcasts, and I feel like this one is a lot different because me and Philippe are totally opposite. So it's like, I watched, I ain't giving no other podcasts, but, I watched the others, and, if I go from talking about sex and money and then Philippe spin back around with hey, we see yourself going heaven or hell, it's a total different, dynamic. It's still new, but I'm enjoying it. I love it.
Yeah. So who were some of our guests we got for this first season?
Oh man, we got Shaquille O'Neal, Nick Cannon, Jim Jones, Shawnee O'Neal, Peter Guns, C's from Black Ink. I had a couple more too. We got to pull up, but that's who we got so far.
And so also, super excited to put that out there for y'all. But can you tell us a little bit about like the Rare Nomads fashion? At the launch of this show, we also going to have some kind of like a first line of clothing. Kind of what was the original thought behind the Nomad fashion and Nomad clothing?
What's so crazy about the Nomad thing? Girls been calling me a nomad all my life. So at first I never knew what that word meant until I really like looked it up, and it was like, pop, wherever you lay your hat, your home, Rolling Stone, you just all over the place. So I just always was stuck on, I'm a nomad. Then when Philippe brought the rare into it, and make it, something different. Don't just focus on the negative part of it. I originally wanted to just come out. I'm a gym guy. Y'all Philippe's into the martial arts, so I like t-shirts and like sweat apparel. So originally it was just like wanting something that people just throw on, and it's a good material and the little phrases that people feel like, because nobody wants to admit to be a nomad. I don't know why, but whatever. that's my analogy.
Yeah, and I think with the Rare Nomad thing, people are gonna want to be that, and we got some really fun sayings. It's kind of like there's a lot of brands that have a nomadic lifestyle, but they're usually like about camping. You know what I'm saying? They're usually like that. They're really not fashion brands that have a luxury tilt to it and that have sayings. You know what I'm saying? And so some of the people that are looked up to the most in our society, whether it's actors or musicians or different people or even speakers, they're nomads. They got to travel all the time. So we wanted to create a brand that represented that kind of mindset, that kind of lifestyle where you're going to go wherever you need to go to get the best out of life. So almost like for the free spirit, but with a luxury spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you know, having heard all the interviews and stuff, you know, it just so happens to be with just celebrities. And because of their lifestyle, they have to live like nomads, you know, in and out of hotels, on planes, you know, they barely sleep in their own bed, you know. And so, you know, with the show, you know, for me personally, it's really cool to hear how these people kind of live their lives and how they maintain their success. And then to have a line of clothes that kind of highlights that life is something that I'm really excited about. And so fellas, can you tell everybody where they can find you on your own personal social media stuff?
Man, on Instagram, I'm Jim's World 2. I forget what my Twitter is. I think my Twitter is the same thing.
Yeah, it's both.
Okay, yeah. Instagram and Twitter, Jim's World 2.
Yeah. If you love hip hop and martial arts, you know, follow me at Rap is a Martial Art on Instagram. Yeah, those are the two loves, and artistically, I love to merge those two, and want to live in that space. Want to create the sound, lifestyle, and fashion for martial artists. So
awesome. So for all y'all out there, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Rare Nomads. Please make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms at Rare Nomads, and that's with the K. So Rare Nomads with the K. Make sure you visit our website for exclusive fashion, and to see this video version of the episode, make sure you go to our YouTube and type Rare Nomads.